Today, as we have discussed in the last lecture, we are going to discuss about cost of living index number. Cost of living index number. Before starting the actual sums, we will see what is there. Now, cost of living index number, it is also known as consumer price index number. We know what is the meant by consumer. Is an index number of the cost of buying goods and services in day-to-day life for a specific consumer class. Now see here, there are various consumers. All of them are not from the same category, or they are classified into different classes. The main first class is rural and urban. Your needs are very different from the rural ones, isn't it? Now see, as the different classes of consumers show different patterns of consumption of goods and services. It is very true. Now our daily needs are very different from those living in the villages, isn't it? As a result, a general index number cannot reflect changes in cost of living for a specific consumer class. आप जनरल निकाल लेते हो and you come to a conclusion, but that conclusion cannot be true for a specific class. That is general prediction. So for example, cost of living index numbers for rural population are different from the cost of living index number for urban population. It is very true. The goods and services consumed by members of different consumer classes can be different, and therefore cost of living index numbers are also different for different classes. Okay, so then how to calculate them? Now, cost of living index number calculated for different consumer classes can be based on what? Cost of different sets. अब क्या है? Steps. What are the steps? Number first step is choice of basic. P0 or P0 Q0. Now, the first step in preparing cost of living index number is choice of base year. Base year defined as that year with reference to which prices changes in others are compared. Ab dekho, this is the corona year, it can be called. Now, this in future, this 2020 will be kept as a base year. See, in 2020, what was our situation for that? Means this 2020 will be considered as base year because everything will be compared with 2020. So, the base year should be a normal year. It should be free from abnormal conditions. Now, CR1 conditions, abnormal conditions, अब इसको फ्री कर दिया गया. अब वो कंडीशंस कौन से हैं? वॉर्स, फेमिन्स, floods, political instability, etc. So I think now corona is also one of the abnormal conditions. Okay, so in this some costs are gone very high and some costs are gone very low, depend upon the consuming, isn't it? The medical facilities, the medicines like sanitizers and all that, these have raised very high. But some are gone low, isn't it? Clothing, because 6 महीने लोग घर से बाहर ही नहीं निकले. So, but naturally the clothing purchasing and selling is also decreasing. So, such particular years cannot be considered as base year. So, 2020 जैसे हमने बोला था, according to this rule, this cannot be considered as base year. जैसे war होता है, isn't it? फेमिन होती है, दुष्काल जिसको हम बोलते हैं, फ्लड आता है कभी कभी, एंड पॉलिटिकल इंस्टेबिलिटी. समटाइम्स द सपोज दिस इज अवर दिस रूल, one CM is ruling. Now that political party, due to some instability in that, it falls down, and राष्ट्रपति का गठबंधन जैसे हम बोलते हैं उसको, isn't it? President rule is applied in that. That is called as political instability. So, base year can be chosen in two ways. Using fixed base fixed year method where the base year remains fixed. Using chain based method. अब chain based method क्या है? Where the base year goes on changing. For example, 1979 will be the base for base 1980. अब 1981 के लिए कौन सा base होगा? 1980. And for 79 the base will be 1970. Chain से लिया होगा. Okay? जैसे 2018 के लिए 2017 base होगा. This is also one. Choice of commodities. Now, the second step in construction of cost of living index number is choosing the commodity. Since all commodities cannot be included, only representative commodities. अब representatives में क्या आएगा? The commodities must represent the tastes, habits and customs of the people. अब apart from this आप अगर लोगे, that which cannot be considered as a commodity. Commodities should be recognizable. सबको वो उसका पहचान आनी चाहिए, isn't it? Commodities should have the same quality over different periods and places. The economic and social importance of different commodities should be taken into consideration. Social and economic importance. The very luxurious items, the priciest car, heaviest priced car cannot be considered as commodity because it is a commodity for a particular group of consumers. It is not a general. So we have to keep in mind the economic importance also. The commodity should be sufficiently large in number. And all varieties of commodity should be included that are in common use and stable in nature. स्टेबल नहीं तो एक साल के लिए इसका यूज़ होता है लेकिन अगर 2-3 साल बाद वो यूज़ नहीं होता, दैट इज़ नॉट देयर एंड इट शुड बी इन कॉमन यूज़. अनकॉमन यूज़ वाले जो कमोडिटीज़ है दैट आर नॉट इंक्लूडेड. नेक्स्ट इज कलेक्शन ऑफ प्राइजेस. सिंपल यू हैव टू कलेक्ट ऑल द प्राइजेस फ्रॉम वेयर यू हैव टू कलेक्ट द प्राइजेस, whether to collect wholesale prices or retail prices, that is also there, and whether to include taxes in prices. Okay, now the next is choice of average. It is very important. Now since the index numbers are a specialized average, it is important to choose a suitable average. Geometric mean is theoretically the best, but arithmetic mean is calculated for that. Arithmetic mean, as you all know, here. Or add, and suppose there are 5, P1 plus P2, you have to divide it by 5, that is the arithmetic mean. Choice of rate, that is also you know. Purpose of index number, the most important consideration in the construction of index number is their objective. Why we have to construct the cost index number? All other steps are viewed in light of purpose for me. Since every index number is prepared with a specific purpose, it is important to have a clear idea कि क्यों हम ये index number calculate कर रहे हैं. Okay, there are also 2 methods of constructing cost of living index number. Now, 2 methods. The first method to construct cost index number is aggregative expenditure method. That is aggregative expenditure method or weighted aggregate method. Here CLI, cost of living index number. What is the full form of CLI? Cost of living index number. Summation P1 Q0 upon summation P0 Q0 into, this is aggregative method, and family budget method. The second method is family budget method. Second method is family budget method. Here CLI is equals to summation IW upon summation W. I means what? Summation P1 upon P0 into 100, or P1 upon summation P1 upon P0 into 100. W means P0 into Q0. That is the base year average. Right. Now These are the two methods we have found. Now, how the questions are there? Construct the cost of living index number for the following data. Okay. Now data we will write. Group. First group is there. Food and clothing. I am writing the short forms here. Food and clothing. Fuel and lighting. Fuel and lighting. House rent. This is a family budget. And this is the miscellaneous. So P0, Q0, P1 is given. Current year. Now, this is 43, 35, 52, 63. And P1 current year का price दिया हुआ है. Now see here. In the base year, food and clothing price was 40 and quantity was 3. This is 32. And for the current year, the price index is given as that, isn't it? Now, we want to find by which method? Aggregative expenditure method. We shall use aggregative. Now, for that, because see here, second method you will say why we are not using second method. We can use the second method also, but here P0, P1 and Q0 are given. Okay, so directly we can use that P0, Q0 and P1, Q0. Now P0, Q0, 43 is 120, 35 is 150, this is 100, this is 180. P1, Q0, P1, Q0, 210, 300, 100, 270. We will find this thing. This is 0. Summations we have found. Now CLI, what is the formula of CLI? Is cost living index number. CLI is equals to summation P1 Q0 upon summation P0 Q0 into 100. P1 Q0 it is given to be 880 upon summation P0 Q0 is given to be 550 into 100. This 0 gets cancelled. 11, 8 is 11, 5 is 5 is 8 is 6. So what is the cost of interpretation? अब यहाँ आकर प्रूफ नहीं जाना. 160 आपको मिल गया. Now what is the interpretation? A person earning rupees 100 in the base year should earn rupees 160 in the current year so that to maintain the standard of living. This is called as the interpretation of cost of living. Means अगर उसकी earnings base year में कितनी है 100 रुपीज है तो करंट ईयर में उसकी कितनी होनी चाहिए? It should be rupees 160 to cope up or to maintain the standard of living. Got it? Now, next. Again, group. Food, clothing, fuel and lighting, house rent, and miscellaneous. R is given, W is given. Now, when R, W are given, but naturally you have to use what? Family budget model. Now, I 120 is given directly. The values are given 140, 160, 150. The weight is 3. Clothing सबसे ज़्यादा 5, 2, 4. Now IW will calculate here because it is in our formula. 123 is 360, 600, 700, 320, 600. We'll calculate the summation of this, 0. 6 plus 2, 8, 6 plus 3, 9, 7 plus 3, 10 plus 6, 16 plus 3, 19, 19 plus 6, 2580. 6 plus 3, 8 plus 5, 9 plus 5, 14, 16. Now, what is our CLI formula? CLI for family budget, summation RW upon summation W. Summation IW, this is 2580 upon 20. This 2 gets cancelled. Finally, what remains is your answer. Now, C1. Similarly, you can find out the missing values also. Okay. Now, one more question we will do. Now, I will just read the question. Cost of living index numbers for the years 2000 and 2005 are given to be. Now, see. Cost of living index number CL1 for the year 2000 is given to be 1. Already calculated. Cost of living index number for the year 2005, it is given to be. Now, if a person has monthly earnings of rupees 10,800, that is income in which year? 2000. What should be his monthly earnings in 2005 in order to maintain the standard of living? Write down the question first. What should be his earnings in 2005 so as to maintain the. Now, for 2000, for year 2000, see, what is the CLI given? 120. What are his earnings given? 10,800. Now, what was his real income? What was his real income? Okay. Now, CLI income upon CLI into 100. Now, what is his income? 10,800 upon CLI is 120 into 100. 0, 0 gets cancelled. 12, 9. It is 9,000. Means his real income was 9,000. But because of clause, this his income should be. What was that? Before calculation of 2000, his income should be 10,800. So to maintain. Now, keeping this in mind, what should be his income in 2005? Because now in 2000 the CLI was 120. In 2005 the CLI is 200. So according to this we have to calculate his income. So see, for 2005 CLI is 200 and real income तो वही रहेगा उसका पहले. This is 9,000. ये तो जो है हमने बढ़ा हुआ इनकम लिया है 10,000. Now what is our formula? Real income is equals to income upon CLI into 100. But real income we know 9,000 is equals to this year's income, that is कितनी होनी चाहिए we don't know, and upon CLI is given to be 200 into 100. 0, 0, that's sum. Now next sum is you have to calculate the price index number. See, group of commodities are given: food, clothing, fuel, HR means house rent, miscellaneous. P0, Q0 is given. P1 it is given. Now, so P1, Q0, P0, Q0. You use the first method. As it is the IW is not given, so you don't use the second method. You use the first method and calculate it. Okay, so today we have seen the last part of the lesson index numbers. In the next part, we will see either annuity or we will see the discount. Okay, all the best for your exam. Thank you.